I could have been a man sailing away forever. He had been fed up with all of it, glutted, and yet now slowly he was awakening again to the immensity of what he had abandoned. The dark passions of the tides, the shriek of a tidal wave, the avalanching break of surf upon a shoal. An unknown glory calling for him endlessly from the dark offing. Glory merged in death and in a woman. Glory to fashion of his destiny something special, something rare. At 20 he had been passionately certain, in the depths of the world's darkness was a point of light which had been provided for him alone, and would draw near someday to irradiate him and no other. Whenever he dreamed of them, glory and death and woman were consubstantial. Yet when the woman had been attained, the other two withdrew beyond the offing, and ceased their mournful wailing of his name. The things he had rejected were now rejecting him. Not that the blast furnace of a world had ever been his to call his own, but once he had felt the sun fasten on his flank beneath the tropical palms, he missed so much and gnaw his flesh with sharp, hot teeth. Now only embers remained. Now began a peaceful life, a life bereft of motion. Now perilous death had rejected him, and glory, no doubt of that, and the retching drunkenness of his own feelings, the piercing grief, the radiant farewells, the call of the grand cause, another name for the tropical sun, and the women's gallant tears and the dark longing and the sweet heavy power propelling him toward the pinnacle of manliness. Now all of this was done, finished. "Want some tea?" The leader's high, clear voice rang out behind him. "Okay." Ryuji mused on without even turning his head. He recalled the shapes of islands he had visited, Makatea in the South Pacific and New Caledonia, the West Indies, seething with languor and melancholy, teeming with condor and parrots, and everywhere you looked, palms, emperor palms, wine palms, surging out of the splendor of the sea. Death had swept down on him like a stormy bank of clouds. A vision of death now eternally beyond his reach, majestic, acclaimed, heroic death, unfurled its rapture across his brain. And if the world had been provided for just this radiant death, then why shouldn't the world also perish for it? Waves as tepid as blood, inside an atoll. The tropical sun blaring across the sky like the call of a brass trumpet. The many-colored sea. Sharks. Another step or two, and Ryuji would have regretted it. "Here's your tea," Noboru offered from behind him, thrusting a dark brown plastic cup near Ryuji's cheek. Absently, Ryuji took it. He noticed Noboru's hand, trembling slightly, probably from the cold. Still immersed in his dream, he drank down the tepid tea. Glory, as anyone knows, is bitter stuff.